When things aren't going well, who rises? It's not how many you score, it's when you score. Saudi Mane is no more. His name is called DIO. El Dio, Thy Dio, the Dio, Oga Dio, Chief Dio, whatever takes your fancy. But his new name henceforth is called Dio. Because for Liverpool, I know Klopp is looking ahead to Napoli and everything. Origi was playing wide left. Origi was not making crosses to Mane, playing as a striker. It just didn't work. Ox didn't have his greatest game that I've seen of him. He's still trying to really find his feet. Newcastle scoring a great goal to begin with, and it looks as if Newcastle will get the goal, regular action, something similar to what they did against Tottenham away from home. But when you have a guy like Dio who can score against the run of play and just makes it happen, he finds a way to G up. I just think that it's invaluable. But then you now saw what Firmino brings to this team, and I'm appreciating what Firmino brings to this team, because I just thought he was talented and everything, but I'm thinking Firmino's influence for Liverpool is growing even greater indeed. Because for me, it's like you could say that he links up play and he brings guys in, but I just think his intelligence on the ball, what he does on the ball, because again, it's like every single time he has the ball to feet, how he turns, looks up, and he always thinks of what he wants to do, and more times than not, he makes that right decision. So, I mean, forget it. Look at that goal that Salah scored. Very good goal, great balance, and great finish. Look at the state of the flipping pass that dude did. It almost reminded me of Mbappe's pass to Giroud in the World Cup semi against Belgium, that Giroud just had to flipping mess up. He just had to mess up flipping Mbappe's assist. But that's on one side. Firmino is hugely important, very, very vital, and I think it begs the question of how good is Liverpool's squad? If Liverpool don't have Firmino, how well can they function against a top side? If they don't have Dio, if they don't have Salah, how well can they function? Because I think Firmino is very, very vital, because Salah can still score without Firmino, Dio can still score without Firmino, but I think Dio and Salah, are more likely to score, more likely to perform better when Firmino is in there. And I think when all three are playing and they're playing at a high level, they can cut through anybody. They can get that ass. GTA, they can get that ass. Okay, they can invoke the power of GTA on any team if all three are playing at a very high level, because of just how Firmino is able to read and understand the runs and the movements that either Dio or your boy Salah makes. So, but I think, once Liverpool found their rhythm, concentrated, and I think once the record of Van Dijk and Matip really understood, and the defense, I think business was resumed back to normal. So I think that for the only thing for Klopp now and everything is how well can these bench players play. Because Firmino is not always going to be fit. He's not always going to play. He's not always going to work. Salah may get injured. Dio may get injured. So can Shaqiri do the job? Can Origi do the job? Can the Ox do the job? Can Lallana do the job? And that is going to determine how well Liverpool can do specifically in the league. But I think to win a league, you need a good squad. And to win a league, you need those role players to come in and do the job. Because Liverpool are playing Napoli. So for Klopp's mind is that, look, I've got to rest guys. Let me rest Henderson. Let me rest Firmino. Hopefully at home in Anfield, we should be able to beat this team with our not our top team, but our B team, B team. We should still be able to beat Newcastle, but things go a little bit complicated. But Origi wide left does not work. But for Newcastle, they did the best that they could. Teams are going to get touched at Anfield. Teams are going to get destroyed in this team, and I just think that Newcastle just found it very hard once Liverpool and that front three really started flowing. And I think once that team starts flowing, much better teams than Newcastle will find it hard to even stop them. So I think for Steve Bruce and his guys, I think they did the best they could. And I thought, Atsu had a pretty good game. He's a guy who I still think is sketchy, but I think he had a pretty good game. So I think, look, man, I'm not going to say this. This isn't about Salah or Dio. It's about Liverpool winning. Liverpool got the win. They're looking good. They're looking big time. And I just think that Firmino is crucial. Firmino is very, very, very important. And I think, the job that he does for this team is very, very, it makes the difference. It makes the difference. But when it comes money time and we need someone to rise in difficult situations, I call Dio.